Good evening, students. This evening we will discuss the lesson which is entitled as Science Education in India, written by Amitabh Mukherjee. Science should emerge as something alive, fallible, and therefore exciting. Such a model will meet the wider aims of science education and at the same time is more likely to encourage students to want to study it. Before talking about science education in post independent India, let us take a quick look at the state of science as well as school education in India during 1900 to 1947. The practice of science had come to acquire a nationalistic hue. The achievements of Raman, Saha, Bose, in the face of tremendous odds, were regarded as points scored against the colonial rulers. School education, on the other hand, followed the model set up by the British. The idea that all children should have access to schooling was still in future. Gandhi and Tagore proposed alternative models, but the mainstream did not adopt them. With independence came a model of economic development that set a great store by science and technology. Nehru's dream was of modern, prosperous India propelled by science and technology. Naturally, school science received special attention in the brave new world of Nehru's India, though not in a systematic fashion. Science education in India focused on factual information in the syllabus. In the country where science is looked with synonymous with the scientists, if only science focuses on factual information, then to create scientists will be a far-fetched dream. Laboratories have declined and even demonstrations, once common, are now confined to elite schools. Thus, the factual information that dominates the syllabi is not supported by any kind of activity which can make it plausible or even comprehensible. Students therefore have no option but to memorize the facts. The consequences of this is that students find science not only difficult but also boring. As a result, students don't want to opt for science at the class 11 level. The overloading of syllabi is often justified by citing the information explosion and saying that our syllabi have to expand to incorporate it. It is argued that this is necessary in order to catch up with the West. Any change proposed is viewed as a dilution that will adversely affect our competitiveness. The success of IIT graduates in the West is cited as a proof of the success of the model. The presentation of science as a set of facts to be learned mitigates against the very basis of science as something open and ever growing. Attempts to challenge the orthodoxy of Indian science education have mostly been very small in scale. An exception is the Oshanagabad Science Teaching Program, which is known as HSTP, a program for teaching middle school science through experiments, which was started in 1972 as a pilot project in 16 schools in Hoshabad district in Madhya Pradesh. At the time of its abrupt closure in 2002, it was running in around 1000 schools in 16 districts of Madhya Pradesh. The HSTP model was unique in that it was a state program running in ordinary government schools supported by a large academic resource group. Although no longer a running program, the HSTP has had great influence on discourse on education in the country. In next class, we'll discuss the concluding part of this lesson. Thank you.